Today I would like to debunk some common misconceptions I've heard about minimalism. We have been on this minimalist journey as a family for 5 years now. So I have heard a lot of different comments along the way about minimalism, and here are just a few things that I've heard that I feel are completely untrue. That all minimalist homes have to be boring, bland, and all white. This would be true if you followed the minimalist decor aesthetic that a lot of interior designers talk about that does have that very stark look, but most minimalists I know have homes that are full of color, they have art they love on the walls, photos of their family, and keepsakes that they love and want to look at throughout their day. Another misconception that I've heard throughout the years is that children in a minimalist family feel sad that they aren't getting a lot of gifts, that all of their toys are sad beige toys. I've actually seen that written as a comment on different minimalist blogs I've seen and YouTube channels, and I think that is so funny whenever I read that, because I know quite a few minimalist families in real life, and all of those children are super happy and content. And I don't feel that being minimalist with a family means you have to have no toys unless you don't want your children to have toys. But my children have toys. We just focus on the ones that they love, that they use all the time, and we avoid the annoying toys that are hard to pick up, the toys that make a lot of noise, and the toys that they tend to ignore and they are not using. And those are the toys that we either declutter if they're not working for us, and we try not to purchase those type of toys and focus on the ones that they really love. We also try to do more activities outside and just think creatively with the toys that they do have. And I can say that we have downsized quite a lot when it comes to Christmas and birthdays. We do way fewer gifts than we used to, but my children are just as happy. Actually, this Christmas I feel was one of their happiest Christmases. They sat down, they opened their toys that they got, and specifically we got Lego for both of them, and they loved it. They opened it up, built it, played with it all day, and it was just such a fun Christmas with fewer toys. Another misconception is that to be minimal, you have to be single, traveling, have no kids, and live out of a backpack. And of course there are those people that do that, and I'm sure that is such a fun and amazing lifestyle, but I feel you can still be minimal with a family, living in a home, and just keeping those items that you truly love and use all the time, just keeping everything simplified. I don't feel that you have to be single or have to be traveling, although traveling is a lot of fun and we do try to travel when we can, but I don't feel that you have to be extreme and live out of a backpack to be minimalist. The misconception I'm going to talk about now is the one that I feel most people say this is the reason why they can never be minimalist, and that is that there are some kind of rules about minimalism. I will link an Instagram account down below, and she's a minimalist. She talks about how there are no rules, and I absolutely love that because it's true. There are no rules with minimalism. And a lot of people think you have to have a certain amount of clothing or a certain amount of toys or shoes or dishes. And this is just untrue. I think what you need to have is the right amount for what you use all the time and what will work for your family or your lifestyle. So definitely there are no rules with minimalism, and even I can say that we have certain areas of our life that are way more minimal than other areas of our life. So for us, I feel I am quite the minimalist. I feel my kids are not nearly as minimal as I am. I have way less clothes, and that's because I like having less, and my kids have a little bit more because they like it. And they have probably more toys than I would like, but they enjoy those toys. So It's a little different for everyone in our family, but overall, I do feel we try to live with less. We try to only keep the things that we love and use. Take what works for you from that ideology and use it to simplify your life in the areas that need to be simplified. Another misconception that I've heard many times before is that minimalists don't help the economy. And I just feel this can't be further from the truth, because as a minimalist, you are still having to buy stuff. I recently had to replace some tennis shoes, and guess what? I decided to buy 2 pairs because I realized I was lacking shoes that I could wear around my home, and I was lacking shoes that I could go out and go for walks in. So while I decluttered the 1 pair, I realized I needed actually 2 pairs to replace that. So you're going to have to still buy stuff as a minimalist, and also clothes will wear out, children grow, they're cycling through things all the time. So you are still buying stuff. Also, we spend money by putting our kids into sports and doing programs like that. I have this YouTube channel that I pay for certain subscriptions and things that are all going back into the economy. And also, I think if you save any money as investments and that sort of thing, your money is also still in the economy. It's growing, it's being used, and it's still helping everything flow. Therefore, I just do not think it is true that minimalists are ruining the economy. Another common misconception that I even thought was true when I decided to first become more minimal and start decluttering was that we would declutter one time, organize our house one time, and that would be it. We would be set for the rest of our lives and not have to declutter anymore. And I have found this to be very untrue. To stay minimal with a family, with the amount of people that live in our house anyway, we have to declutter quite often. I like to gather things as soon as I see that we don't need them, as soon as my kids have grown out of something, and put it in a pile and declutter it right away at the end of that month. So I have found that even though I try very hard to limit the amount of items coming into our home, there are 5 of us living here, and we do have to declutter and reorganize and put things away quite often. Another thing that I've learned along the way with trying to be more minimal is that my level of minimalism does fluctuate throughout the years. So when my kids were a lot younger, it was easier to be very minimal with all of their stuff, at least in our case. And as they've become a little bit older, they have their own ideas of what they want to keep and the clothing that they want to wear. And I like them to be individual and creative in those ways. So of course, our level of minimalism has fluctuated, and there have been times when I have wanted to decorate a little more, and then other times where I just want to clear everything out. So I have found that we do declutter more often than I originally thought we would with becoming more minimal. If you are interested in being notified of when my videos come out and some decluttering and minimalist tips, join my email linked below. And one last misconception that I almost forgot about is that minimalists always have perfect homes and they're perfectly clean, perfectly organized all the time. And I want to debunk this more than anything, because there are so many times, I have a video where I went through my home in the morning at a random time and just filmed what everything looked like. I can link it down below. Our home is not always clean. Things come out, we are living here, we are using our home, which is what it's all about, and our table will be covered with crafts and just different things that we are doing during our day. And what makes it nice to be more minimal and have less is that when it comes to cleaning everything up, there is a place for everything. I can get things in order really quickly, and that's what I absolutely love about having less and being more minimal. My husband actually said something the other day that I thought was really interesting. I was talking to him about minimalism and how I love that we've simplified so many different things, and he said that he feels we are moderate minimalists, if you had to put a name to it. And I really loved that. That's the first time I had ever heard those 2 words put together. Maybe it's already been out there, but it's moderation with minimalism. So we are not extreme by any means at all. And the places where we need to have things, we do have those things. So I just want to encourage you, if you are interested in this lifestyle, I want to let you know that it doesn't have to be extreme. There are no rules and you can make it work for you. I'm so happy to have you here as part of my channel. If you are new, please hit the subscribe button to see more videos about our simple living lifestyle and decluttering tips and tricks that I share along the way. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.